have a few topics lined up.
Number one.
Well, first off, we are going to finish off our chair topic. Defining chairs specifically.
Part 2.
Defining chairs part 2. Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe we should call it that.
Yeah, we should definitely call it.
But first, we have some subtopics. Number 1.
Books.
What do you think of books?
Books.
What about books? What
They
makes
are-
you book?
Why are books square and not circular?
Now that's an interesting idea. I feel it's probably oh, that's a dumb question. I thought it was really interesting for a second. The thing, right? If you have a circular book,
Yeah.
how are you going to connect it? It's going to be very difficult to connect.
No, you can definitely connect it, no problem.
No, but that's a lot more difficult than a square.
If it's a half circle, then.
Okay, if it's a half circle, now we're talking about something else. A half circle. Yeah, I guess they could do it in circles, and then they just cut the circle into.
Look at this book, right?
Yeah.
So squarey. Why is it not
No.
circular?
You see, here's the thing. It's rectangular. Why don't we make square books?
That is also true.
They'd be way easier to transport.
If we think about it, it actually makes them a lot better in different ways as well. Because if you have a standardized way of making books, it's gonna look a lot more symmetrical in libraries.
You could build houses out of
You
books.
could build houses out of books.
I mean, I guess you kind of could already. You could just find books that look kind of the
It would be
same.
unstable because the books, one would be smaller, one would be bigger.
I suppose.
No,
No, actually,
papers.
now I think about it, books are kind of brick shaped.
Yeah, kind of true. But
What
it
if we
depends-
made books out of bricks?
Depends.
Every-
Now we're talking.
We just write onto a brick.
like
Every
hieroglyphics.
house. Yeah. We're thinking
back
something like
in
that.
the old, yeah.
Like we have houses, right? And the bricks are exposed, and there's writing on the bricks, and you have to go from room to room to read a story.
Anyway, to our next topic.
The
The binomial theorem.
binomial theorem. It's actually not as bad as I thought it would be. I thought it would be a lot worse.
It's actually just plugging things into the formula.
Yeah.
Like you always do in math. It never stops, unfortunately. It's a never-ending cycle.
We have our buddy Andreas here doing the binomial theorem.
He's
Would you like to
struggling.
say anything?
He's clearly sweating.
Sweating
like to
profusely.
say
We're
that-
gonna have to grab a bucket and a mop.
I would like to say that binomial theorem sucks.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyways, what else do we need to know for that test? Proofs. I'm completely not gonna be able to do that one. Oops.
Too bad. My co-host just died.
Anyways, this is gonna be my last podcast. This is the end of the road. It's been great.
I shall see you never.
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 See you never.
See
That sounds
you
like
never.
Ginevra.
Does it actually?
See you never.
Does Ginevra never see it?
No, see you never.
Is that what Ginevra?
No, but the word. Okay, fine. Now we're moving on to the next topic.
Chairs.
Chairs. Were we? Oh boy, I'm sitting on a bouncy ball. Where we last left off, we agreed on a few points.
For example, minus legs in a chair is a debatable topic.
Yes.
The chair needs to have a back holder.
Yeah, it needs a backrest.
The chair needs to be a surface area that's suspended by at least one leg.
Completely agree. If it has no legs, it's a sleigh.
It's a sleigh.
It's a sleigh. So, building on from that, we also agree that the chair can't be alive. Like, I can't make a chair
Yeah,
out
exactly.
of a
The
person that's
chair
still alive.
cannot be alive, but it can be made out of organic material.
Yes, such as wood.
Mm-hmm.
Or really bone as well, I guess.
Yeah,
You can make a chair out of bone as long as the bones are nothing.
true.
Like, if the skeleton talks, you can't make a chair out of it.
No.
What else is important when defining a chair? What else is important? Because right now we have a backrest. We run to the issue of sofas.
Can a spike, let's say there are spikes, right? It's a theoretical scenario. There are spikes in the shape of a surface area that's suspended by 4 legs. Is this a chair? And
Does it have a backrest?
it has a backrest covered with spikes. Is it a chair?
I think it would be a chair. It's just a really uncomfortable chair.
Exactly. But here's the thing: if a chair kills you when you sit on it, is it a chair?
I think so.
I suppose the electrical chair is called the electrical chair.
Yeah, okay. That's actually a good point.
Now that I think
That's a
about
good
it.
point. Electrical chairs are interesting. Do electrical chairs have backrest? Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah, they have to have backwards, or else there wouldn't be a chair.
Wait,
it would
but-
be an electrical stool.
But electrical chairs, they're more like rigid than a chair. Like they're more like blocky. Like you look at an electrical chair, it's like kind of like a block.
Does it have a leg?
Yeah, they have legs.
They have like okay, well then
I mean,
it's a chair.
if not, they would just have to like levitate or hang from a chain.
No, they could have just like a block.
Oh, that's another thing. Swings aren't chairs, even if they have a backrest.
No, swings are not chairs.
You can't sit on things that aren't chairs.
But what happens, right? Imagine a rectangle.
A rectangle.
A really tall
A
rectangle.
rectangle.
A rectangle. Yes. A really tall rectangle, right? And it's extremely thick, basically. So it's an extremely thick surface area, right? It's three-dimensional.
Yeah.
And you place that and it has a backrest. Is it a chair?
I'm not understand what you mean. Can you draw us a...
I can draw you exactly what I mean. Look, so
And I will
this-
describe for the people.
This is a normal chair, right?
You might want to grab a different pen because I'm not seeing anything.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll fix that right. Okay. Do you see now?
I see it.
So,
Two lines.
let's say this is a normal chair, right?
Yeah.
We can agree that this looks like a normal chair.
Sure, we can agree that looks like
For the purpose of this experiment,
it's a two-legged chair.
Yes.
Let's say, yeah. Okay,
Now,
I'll give you
what
the
if-
benefit of the doubt.
The chair was like that.
I don't understand.
It's just a block. Like think Minecraft.
Okay,
you
but
put
it's-
a block.
It's the legs connect to a block, right?
No, there will be no legs in it. It's just a block. It's the extension of the surface area.
Would it? Then I don't think so.
No, but people would definitely call
I
this
think
a
this
chair.
is more definition of what a leg is.
No, I think people definitely would call this a chair.
I mean, because I don't think I'm comprehending completely what you mean. So far, what he's drawn is a rectangle with a top hat.
Yes.
A top hat that match, like the edges of which match the width of the square. What I'm thinking, right,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not good at drawing 3D.
Me neither. Me neither.
I can tell. I'm sorry. This
Yeah,
is
so-
gonna be a real story, but
Yeah. So this is what I was talking about, right? Imagine just
you have
a
a
block,
cube. I just drew a 3D cube,
right? And it has a backrest on top of it. And is this considered a chair? And if yes, are toilets chairs?
Oh, I think that kind of gets into what a definition of a leg is.
I suppose so.
Because do toilets have like what, just one massive leg,
Yes.
like a third leg,
Like a third leg, basically. And that leg extends a really long way into the pipes.
Yeah. Yeah, because what is the leg in a toilet? Is it the actual like thing on the outside, or is it the pipe itself?
Oh, that's a great question, but I think it's both. It's the combination of both. Actually, it's...
Well, before
It's-
we jump to toilets, maybe we should cover this one.
No, but toilets are very much related to this one, because toilets are
Yeah,
basically
but toilets
a
have
block.
like a defined shape at the bottom, right? You don't find a toilet where you're
True. Okay, let's just take this scenario.
Yes.
It's a block with a backrest.
Yes. It's a block with like a backrest coming out.
If we think 2D, the surface area on top is suspended. If we think 3D, it's just a block with a backrest. But in 2D, the suspension isn't by legs. So is it a chair?
Now that's a difficult question because it doesn't match your definition, but I can see how you could define it as a chair.
In fact, that would actually help us with our discussion
Like,
about the sofas.
Is there a different name for this? Can you think of it? Is this a sofa? No.
Yeah, it is, because some
No, but
sofas are-
some sofas have legs.
Yeah, some of them do, but you can definitely imagine a sofa that is like rectangular, basically.
Yeah,
Not
yeah, yeah.
a chair.
I can think of this much more as like a sofa or a...
But if
Oh, this reminds me of those right there.
Which ones?
The red sort of chairs in the library. You know, the ones that swirl a little bit.
Yeah. These. That's the one I was talking about, basically.
Yeah. I think, but I wouldn't consider those chairs. But if they were smaller,
Yeah.
I think I wouldn't. I still wouldn't like.
So would it be more of a sofa?
What's the name? Like it's sort of like a cushion chair.
I'm gonna try to find it because I also know it in a different language.
Like I know it in Spanish. It's sillon.
In English, in Polish, it's fotel.
Fotel.
I'm gonna search up right now with Google Translate. This video is not sponsored by Google Translate.
I mean, if they want to.
It's an armchair. It's an armchair.
Armchair.
Which actually matches
Armchair.
our definition that the chair does not need an armrest. And it actually cannot have an armrest.
No, but they can have an armrest, right?
No, a chair
No, but if
cannot
you've
have-
ever been to like the doctor, right?
Oh yeah.
You
they
have the
do.
chairs and you have the armrest here. You wouldn't say this is an armchair.
So are armchairs equal to chairs? Are not all armchairs or chairs?
Not
But all
Wait.
chairs are no.
Not all chairs
are
not-
armchairs, but
Yeah.
all armchairs are chairs.
Yeah, but that would imply that like big sort of like square armchairs. Like I'm thinking of like stuff that have like arms like this.
Yeah, I
Are
would
those
consider that.
armchairs?
I would
Are those
consider that
chairs?
an armchair. Yeah,
Yeah, but those are those chairs?
that's a great question.
I think a chair because we also got to think about the sofas, right?
Right.
I think one of the main sort of things that define a chair has to be like the length. It can't be too wide. If it's too wide, it's a sofa, right?
True.
Or it's a bench. That's another thing I was thinking of. Benches aren't chairs.
But the
obviously.
difference between a bench, a sofa, and a chair is very, very slight. It's very
A bench, a sofa, and a chair.
because you.
Yeah, it's a slight difference, but it's an obvious difference, right?
Yeah, you can definitely see whether something is a sofa or a chair. You can identify that. That's our fault.
Yeah. How to define a chair? Okay, I think it's in proportion to length. I think if a chair is like too
the
wide,
height of the backrest is much smaller than the width of a chair, that's a sofa. Imagine that.
Wait. If the height from the lowest, like if
Like-
the height from the ground to the
Okay.
top point of the chair.
Look. This is the height of the backrest, right?
Yeah.
And now this is the surface area. They're basically the exact same.
Yeah.
Now imagine if the width of this chair was massive, right?
Yeah.
And the height didn't change. That would be a sofa or a bench.
Yeah. I guess.
So it's proportional. The height of the backrest is proportional to the surface.
Yeah, but
area.
these vary a little bit, like in size.
Yeah, a tiny little bit.
I think a much better definition would be based on building on what you said, going from the ground to the highest point of the chair, right? And taking that in proportion to the width of the chair.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Like if the
But then, what if the chair has extremely tiny legs? Like, minuscule tiny legs.
if it has minuscule tiny legs, short.
Yeah. That doesn't even look like a chair anymore if it has minuscule tiny little legs.
No, tiny chairs aren't chairs.
No, but I suppose tiny chairs are chairs. If the
Yeah.
legs are proportional to both the backrest and the surface area, then they are chairs.
I guess maybe you're right. Like
It's all very proportional.
I think you're right. Maybe it is better to just go by backrest. Backrest compared to like sitting, like where you place your ass.
Yeah.
Where you place your ass in proportion to like the height. If where you place your ass is like 2 times longer than the distance from like that place to the top of the backrest, I think it would be a sofa.
Do you have a measuring tape or a measuring device?
I have a 30 centimeter ruler.
Okay, good. You take that out.
I'm not going to measure the chair with a 30
I am going to measure the chair with a 30 centimeter.
I'm going to go ask if someone has a bigger ruler. Okay, and we have a ruler now. Martino came with one. So
Now,
first off, get your ass off the chair.
I shall do that.
And
then
then
we shall
first, wait,
measure.
let us define clearly. Where you place your ass, the seat itself, the seat of a chair is only the section you are expected to put your ass on.
Yes, you're not expected to put your ass on the backrest.
Or really on the sort of like extended legs.
Yes, if the chair has one.
So you measure from one end to the other with an uncertainty
And
of
it's
something something.
Roughly
42.5
centimeters.
centimeters.
Now let us check the backrest.
Let us.
The backrest is measured.
No. And here's the thing. I think we should measure backrest from the seat to the highest point of the backrest.
We might
Here's
have
why.
to do that.
Because here, for example, the backrest is elevated.
True.
So it would not necessarily represent the actual height of the. To just do that. So we go.
There we go.
And then roughly 4.
40.
I put it at around 47-ish.
Oh, no. Your data does not match. Actually, it does. It's like 47, yeah.
Yeah, 47 point.
Okay, including your
It's 10 is
uncertainty.
dead.
Including your uncertainty, we can definitely say that both the backrest and the surface area need to be pretty similar in width and height.
If I can't find your working pen, I'm going to lose my mind. Give me a second. All right, and we're back here from our crusade. There was one in the room.
Whoops.
Okay, so our current numbers are 42.5 centimeters. Why is it not working now? Why is it not working when I grab it? I don't like it. 5
Okay.
centimeters,
Yes.
and then 47.5. Maybe we should just be using paper.
Maybe we should just use the paper.
Oh, this one works.
Yeah, this one works. Perfect. Because you just go big number.
42.5 centimeters.
Yes.
47.5. Don't you dare, Zion.
Centimeters. Okay.
Centimeters. Okay. Now,
Now,
that is 42.5 centimeters is the width of the seat, and the 47.5 is the height from the seat to the highest point on the.
we can say the uncertainty is like 1 centimeter.
However, due to significant figures, I decided that we don't put any.
Okay, good. The back seat, however, it's 47.5.
Yeah. I'm thinking, right?
They are very similar in size, I'd say. The height and the width. Actually, what's the width of the backrest?
I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I don't think it matters either, but we.
Because I think it's always going to be at least somehow like matching.
It's the exact same.
Wow, I'm not shocked.
But does that mean, Nicholas, that a
You're
chair
gonna hit me.
needs to that a chair needs to have the exact same width? Oh no, that was me.
No, I don't think so.
No.
We have 42.5,
Scratch
47.5. Okay? I think if the seat were 1.5 times the size of the length, I think it would be a bench.
A sofa?
Yeah, can I borrow your calculator for a second? Thanks. Like,
Yeah, that would make sense actually. Yeah. Yeah, that would kind of start being a bench.
like
I guess.
71.25. Like, if we had this, if this stretched out at this height from here to here, I think we could consider that a bench.
Yeah, 100%. That would be a bench.
I think that's a good definition then. The difference between a
1.5.
bench and a chair, right, is the proportion between the backrest and the seat. Like the height, the width of the seat compared to the height of the from the seat to the top of the backrest.
100%. Yeah, I can
We're
agree
just
with
so
that.
smart.
We can actually check now whether the what's the place called? The one where you get stabbed.
Sunness.
Sunness, yeah. You know the big chairs in Sunness there?
That's a good
Are they
question.
actually benches or are they chairs?
You see, I think they would be chairs.
I think they would be chairs as well. And if that's true, then it's confirming our theory because they are called chairs.
Wait a second. But that doesn't really make sense. Because if you look at the chairs, right, they look like chairs. But if you actually look at the chair itself, it's a bench, obviously.
No, I would say it's definitely a chair.
No, it's just it's a chair for giants.
No, but if you look at the chair, you would think it's a chair.
Yeah.
Even when you came close to it, you would say it's a
Okay,
chair.
fine. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
The lecture kind of short on that one, though.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
because
it's just it's a chair with a great personality.
Yeah.
What are you laughing at?
That's a great one.
Okay. What else? So that's a difference between like a bench and a chair. Now, if we can find the difference between a chair and an armrest, we can apply that to the difference between a chair and a sofa. Okay, so really what we have left is to do that, to find the difference between an armchair and a chair. And then really just a sofa is like an armchair extended. It's like a bench for an armchair.
True.
So,
Let us talk about the armchair and the chair. I think the main difference between those two is that an armchair has an armrest.
but I think chairs can also have
They
armrests.
can, unfortunately they can, which makes our definition a lot harder.
Here's the thing. I think if the seat, the armrest, and the backrest are all cushioned, it's an armchair.
But what do we define as cushion? Because when we were talking about organic material, right? You could, for example, put pelt on both the backrest and the surface area. And then that would be cushioned.
True.
But it would still be a chair.
True.
It needs to be a rectangular shape.
Does it?
Armchair. Yeah. I think an armchair needs to be a rectangular shape.
Okay, we can.
The legs need to be connected. Have you ever seen an armchair where the legs are not connected?
That's
The legs
true.
are like in a chair.
That's true, and nobody is allowed to say otherwise.
No.
Like alternate examples aren't real.
No.
I think we should go with that one because we're running out of time, and I don't want to talk
completely
this,
agree.
and I don't want to talk about this for another week.
We should do a part 3.
Yeah, no, sure, why not?
And for the next time, we will do either part 3 of the chairs or hamsters.
Yes.
I will not elaborate more on that.
No. Hamsters. I think you should know what we mean by hamsters.
Yes.
All right, maybe we can try to finish this topic off right now. I think what you said is right. The legs need to be connected. I think we can just go with cushioned. You like common sense here, right? We know what cushioned actually looks like.
True, but I've seen cushioned chairs.
What?
I've seen cushioned chairs.
Yeah, but it needs to have an armrest
And
that is
with,
cushioned.
With armrests that are
The armchair has to be cushioned.
with
The
armrests
armrest
that
has
are
to be
cushioned.
cushioned.
I've seen these chairs, yeah. I think the legs need to be connected for it to be an armchair.
I completely agree. Okay, so what we've agreed that a chair is they can just watch the podcast.
They can just
and
watch the
listen to the
podcast.
definition.
We will
I'm
not
not gonna read.
summarize really nicely. No.
No. If you
Watch
skip
that
to the end of the
thing.
video, they get the conclusion.
No.
Now you get to watch the whole thing again.
Exactly. Very well. Well. Shall we end it off?
I think we should pull out the outro music
That was
and
fun.
wish everybody a nice week before next time.
Before next time.
When we'll probably be doing hamsters, because I'm not doing this for me.
Yeah, probably.
Well, we'll see you.